Hey everybody, and welcome to my 31st weekly update video thing. This one is for the 13th of July. I think this is the first one that I've done in July. Because last week, well, there's some surprise time off. Basically, I think it was Friday of the week that I'd still been putting stuff out. The person that I normally go in with to the place where I edit and can upload at a decent speed said, "Oh, I'm off until Wednesday next week." So I was planning on going in Thursday and Friday, but that Monday through Wednesday were especially hot days. So I didn't get like anything recorded, and I figured I should probably stay home to get stuff recorded so I don't have multiple weeks like this. So I know that little break I'd gotten, most of my procrastination and laziness out of my system, and like I said, it was way too hot during the days to record anything, and through a couple of the nights as well, which was crazy. And as I'd said before, in a couple places and several times, my external hard drive gets really hot, and then I think that's associated with, like, when it starts to get hot is when it really starts to do that thing where it, like, locks me out and locks all the programs out of being able to write to it. So, to avoid that happening, and to avoid any further danger that may be caused by that, I just didn't want to record through that heat. So, and then I ended up flipping my sleep schedule, so I stayed up until, I think, 10 a.m., and then I slept till 6, and then I recorded stuff. Well, that night, when I woke up at 6, that was when I made the soft boxes finally. The lighting should look a little better. Doesn't look as good as it did yesterday when I recorded, but so the light overhead, I basically just put some parchment paper over top of it. As you can probably see in my glasses, there's a big white square. I don't want to fuck up the light too much. One of the little cubby holes of my desk, I've got like those tower things on the sides. One of them, the one that I had the light in before, I coated the inside with aluminum or tin foil, not sure which, shiny side out, and then wrapped the lighting fixture itself in the foil, and then put parchment paper over top of it. And so the foil makes sure that all of the lights that's being emitted is going out, and I also, well, I'll get to that in a second, and then the parchment paper over top of it is to disperse the light so it's nice and soft and even lighting all throughout. Initially I had the light, which is an LED bulb, so it doesn't get too hot in there. It would probably be quite the fire hazard if it wasn't LED, but I had it facing out initially, and even with the layer of parchment paper, there was still quite a bit of focused light coming through, so I turned the light bulb around so all the stuff that's coming out is reflected off of the slightly crumpled foil, so it's especially nice and smooth. And as you can see, there's not a whole lot of shadowing going on, even on, well, a little bit going on this side, but not that much, which is probably partially because of that back there. There's another one down on the floor. That one was more of a pain to make. Before I did have a lighting fixture down there, but It was like a really old, crappy lamp base. And so I put a big old cone, upside down cone of poster board, put foil on the inside of that with a wire hanger. I then made a little reflecty thing, kind of like in there, so it isn't directly going up. And then I also put parchment paper over the top of it. But I do still need to fasten the parchment paper on it. Right now it's just kind of resting there. I was originally, like this one, I had left side open, as you can probably hear the crumpling, so that I can reach in and turn it on and off. So I just left the stuff on that one, so the plan was to be able to just turn it on and off, but because the base is so broken, one of the times when I was fiddling around with stuff to get the hanger on it to put the reflector thing to reflect the light back down to reflect it back up again, the screw terminals that for the power are bare, so I kinda shorted that out with my finger. That felt nice. Happens quite a bit more often than I'd like to admit, but hey. Yeah, so the plan is to get both of these other lights on a switch, just like a power strip, so I can just switch them on and off without needing to open it up. And that'd be nice. But anyways, with the last time there was, last time I recorded a bunch of stuff, there were quite a few, issues with the recording. With the fast food, well, I'll get to that in a second, I guess, but the webcam was the big one. You probably noticed there wasn't any webcam in those videos. I think there were 3 different recordings. There was the update, there was the Fast Food Tycoon 2, I think there was something else, but I can't remember what. Might have just been 2 different webcam things for Fast Food Tycoon 2. No. I don't know. There were 3 files though, but the profile that I was using had something screwed up. I think it was recording at one resolution, saving it as a different one, might have had some other things. But I did have a little snippet of that in the Fast Food Tycoon 2 video itself. I might stick one in here. But yeah, that was kind of weird formatting problems. Back to the softboxes though, sorry. I noticed, well, I guess this is with the webcam. So, yeah, transform light. For some reason, holding up my super white arms makes everything even more white. The arms aren't actually as white as they look on here. I mean, that's a better idea of it. I don't know, it's weird. But anyways, the Fast Food Tycoon 2 quality, there were a lot of blocky things. That was because I was using the Xbox record thing on Windows 10 that Windows 10 comes with. I did find a high quality setting in that, and that seems to have fixed it. You can go and look at that, but the weird thing, with the webcam, there's still quite a bit of flickering that is due to the webcam. It's not like softboxes or other lighting, but it's just random kind of flickery. I'm guessing it's probably because I'm powering it through my monitor, which has all sorts of other shit plugged into it. So that could be that. Not sure though. Could be worth trying. Well, I know, because I need the data to be going to the computer, and the computer's got all the stuff that it can have plugged into it, so I don't know. But for the most part, Denoise fixes that, but it seems that when I use Denoise during the actual rendering for the videos themselves, it and Chroma Key kind of fight over each other. So there's while I was editing that episode of Fast Food Tycoon 2 that went out Monday, there weren't any problems with the Chroma Key. It looked amazingly smooth thanks to the lighting, I'm guessing. But especially in the pop filter here and parts of the chair, it seemed like anywhere there was true black, I guess, it kind of flickered, which may have been due to having too much range on the luminance setting for the Chroma Key. So I don't know, but yeah, so that was weird. It could have been, well, no, it wasn't keying issues, maybe, but yeah, like I said, a lot better lighting, and normally when I'm playing stuff, I'm looking over here, so there's not going to be this big white thing right in the middle of my glasses. Yeah, but anyways, during my little break of not being able to do anything with my external hard drive and just kind of staying downstairs where it was decent temperatures, I caught up with High Rollers D&D streams, which really got me back into thinking about D&D. I've only actually played it once, and it was just like a single night that I was at my friend's house when we were seniors in high school. Before that, I had wanted to for quite a while, but I didn't really know anyone who was a DM. And I mean, in high school, it's not something, when you're a DM, it's not like you're going around, hey, want to play D&D? But I've always wanted to play, and I didn't know anyone who would play, and it takes a lot of time, and I wasn't the most social person. So it's not like I would have gone over multiple times and then they would have needed to have people to play. But anyways, about a year ago now, I think. Yeah, it would have been about a year ago now. I was going through my wallet and I found a Barnes & Noble gift card that I had won in my freshman year up at RIT for winning the engineering day thing. But I was pretty sure that was just like a $15 gift card, and I had spent basically all of it on I don't have it right here, it's over there, I think. I'll grab it just a second. Freaking amazing copy of the Divine Comedy. I haven't read it yet, but it looked amazing. It has a little bookmark. So yeah, I'd gotten that because, I mean, what else was I gonna do with physical books? I've got a Kindle, a lot cheaper and easier to read on that, so I wasn't really planning on getting much. But then, during that, I had gotten a rental for a book that I ended up needing to use multiple semesters, so I figured that out pretty quickly within the day after I'd gotten the book. And my dad had paid for the book with a credit card, and for whatever reason, when I went to actually purchase the used copy instead of the rental, they couldn't refund it to his card. So, and the used copy was, I think, about $100 cheaper than the rental. But I think that the price tag on the shelf, it either didn't make it clear that it didn't list it, or it was a different book that I was thinking about buying used or renting. And then I got them confused and ended up renting that one when I should have just bought it used. But so, for whatever reason, they couldn't refund it to his credit card, so I just put it onto that gift card and forgot about it. So I was gonna just throw that gift card away, went on BarnesandNoble.com, checked it, had $100 on it. So I bought Player's Handbook, that Monster Manual, and Dungeon Master Guide for 5e. So yeah, and then I was planning, Jesus. I'll fix that. Whew, that'll be fun getting rid of those. I was planning on DMing because the person, the semester before that, at the school I'm at now, after school, after I had left, a bunch of them would get together and play, and the person who DM'd for them graduated, so then I was thinking about doing it instead, but with projects and this and all sorts of stuff, I just didn't have time. So yeah, but now I've finally gotten around to it, to learning all the stuff thanks to High Rollers, and yeah, but I did start, while I was watching High Rollers and reading through these manuals, I started thinking up a character, and so I've found out that bards, lore bards especially, are fucking amazing. Not because they can have up to 8, well, by the time they reach, what, I think it's level 17 that they get the last one, 19 maybe, they can get up to 6 in the case of Valor Bards, 8 in the case of Lore Bards. Spells from any spell list, so that includes Wish. 2 of them can be up to level 9. Well, 9th level spells, so Wish can be one of those 2 slots, which is nuts. So yeah, and then not because they're skill monkeys, which is improved with Jack of all trades, which makes any skill that they're not proficient in kind of half proficient for ability checks, and not because of expertise. Man, there's fuzzies all over. Not because of the expertise, which doubles proficiency in 2 ability checks of your choice. But you can kill shit with insults. Mostly Vicious Mockery, but any bard can do that. Lore bards get Cutting Words, which, I mean, that one doesn't do damage. Vicious Mockery is the one that does damage, but Cutting Words is basically an anti-bardic inspiration that can be used on enemies as a reaction to them attacking anyone within range. And I think the range is like 90 feet. But yeah, and then, I didn't bring it up. Hang on. So the bard that I'm thinking about was a half-elf. So half-elf with the, I think what was it, the performer background? Entertainer, maybe? What's it called? I can't remember. Entertainer. Chaotic neutral, because I'm just going to be being dick to everything. So, the bond is someone stole my precious instrument, and someday I'll get it back. I'm starting with a lute and a tambourine for one-handed, just in case the DM wants to and I want to be able to play the instrument while I'm fighting. Even if the DM says it's fine if you're just like pointing your lute at it, and you say, "Go get him, boss," and that'll count as all the stuff. But see, with tambourine, I can play it. I was thinking maracas, but one maraca's not. Same with castanets. You can't just use one. But my proficiencies and instruments, bagpipes, of course, lute, which to start with, tambourines, which to start with, and then the instrument that was stolen from me, a legendary set of spoons. Yeah, so when I was thinking about that, I wanted to give them something special, so the spoons, my initial thought was to have them neutralize any sort of poison or nasty stuff that's in food and drink that I use them to eat with, or use them to eat. So, but then I saw the actual legendary items, which are just freaking amazing. Like the actual legendary instruments. So I'm probably going to give them a boost depending on what the DM that I go with does. So yeah, language, the one that I chose for the half-elf thing was Draconic, because I want to talk to dragons. There was something else. One of the choices for basically a useless thing was a favor of an admirer. Now, I think I made it kind of useful. I chose the hair, which you can use for scrying. So you scry with the hair, you can find out who the admirer is, and then you can teleport to that admirer. Jeez, what? Hang on. Freaking floofies. But yeah, Vicious Mockery is fantastic. So, I think there was something else that I wanted to talk about with him. But I don't know. So, I'll leave it there, I guess. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of whatever it is you decide to watch that I'm in. Goodbye!